14 oceans, deadliest creatures. I'm just kidding. I have a horrible... Number 14, pufferfish. These fish contain extremely deadly toxins that can only be received through consumption, meaning their deadliness is very easy to avoid. Just don't eat them. Unfortunately, they're a popular food item in Japan, Korea, and China. Consuming this fish has led to consumers becoming hospitalized and even dying by dining on this deadly delicacy. The toxin will deaden the tongue and lips and induce dizziness and vomiting, followed by an accelerated heart rate, decreased blood pressure, and muscle paralysis. If you make it through the first 24 hours after ingesting the toxin, you will most likely survive the ordeal. A family of 11 unknowingly ate a pufferfish in 2014 and were all hospitalized in critical condition as a result. Luckily, every member of the family survived the incident. Number 13, flower urchin. While these sea creatures look about as deadly as a shower poof, the potent venom that they contain make them a potentially dangerous and deadly menace. Their venom contains two harmful toxins, one that causes muscle spasms and another that causes convulsions, shock, and even death. The venom is delivered through the flower-like structures that give the urchin its name. This urchin has been responsible for many deaths throughout the years and have been called the most dangerous sea urchin by the Guinness Book of World Records. Number 12, stonefish. You don't have to be a predator to be considered deadly, and this fish is living proof of that. Stonefish can look like a piece of the ocean floor, enabling them to hide in plain sight. They have 13 needle-sharp spines, which they use to defend themselves from predators like sharks. If you are unlucky enough to step on one of these, the results are not very much fun. The venom in its spine can cause temporary paralysis and can be fatal if not treated quickly enough. As dangerous and as venomous as they are to humans, they are regularly found as a food item in many Asian countries. Number 11, moray eel. Good luck finding a scarier creature than the moray eel. Not only do these predators look scary, but they can do some real damage as well. Moray eels have extremely sharp teeth and unbelievably powerful jaws that can cause some serious wounds that have a good chance of becoming infected thanks to the bacteria inside of the eel's mouth. Brush your teeth, yo. The reputation that their frightful appearance has given them is entirely unearned. In reality, moray eels would rather flee than fight human beings and only attack by accident or in self-defense. Number 10, viperfish. These deep-sea dwellers can be found in the bathypelagic or midnight zone of the ocean's depth and don't survive well in captivity, making them hard for humans to study. They have been known to venture into shallower waters at night and occasionally end up in the nets of deep-sea fishermen. Looking like something out of a nightmare is what lands these fish on our list. They lure prey in with their photophores and immobilize them with their fang-like teeth. Number 9, needlefish. Night fishermen are particularly at risk of getting stabbed by these flying knives. Needlefish are capable of making short jumps out of the water and often leap over shallow boats, especially when artificial light is involved. This leaping ability has resulted in some human injuries and even a few human fatalities. In 1977, a 10-year-old Hawaiian boy was at night fishing with his father when a needlefish jumped from the water and fatally pierced his eye and brain. Earlier this year, a 39-year-old Indonesian woman was stabbed by a jumping needlefish in her right eye. Sadly, the woman succumbed to her injuries shortly after the incident. Number 8, great barracuda. While these longfish rarely attack humans and do so without intent, they are still incredibly terrifying creatures to encounter, and you would be wise to avoid a run-in with one. These vicious predators exclusively hunt and eat other fish. Occasionally, barracudas will attack humans wearing shiny objects like jewelry, as they mistake the shiny object for a fish. There have been some very significant injuries associated with barracuda attacks, but they are rarely, if ever, fatal. A barracuda seriously lacerated a young boy's arm while he and his dad were fishing off the coast of Florida in July of 2014. Number 7, megalodon. Megalodon is an extinct species of shark that lived millions of years ago. They were a lot like the great white sharks of today, only much bigger. While great whites can reach a length of 20 feet, megalodons could reportedly reach a ridiculous length of nearly 60 feet. Their teeth have been found across the globe from Australia to Japan and as far north as England and Denmark. Number 6, killer whales. Being an apex predator means you have no natural predators. Essentially, these are the animals at the top of the food chain. Killer, or orca whales, are considered apex predators and have been known to kill great white sharks, leopard seals, and even other whales. Like wolves, they have a tendency to hunt in packs. Wild orcas don't pose any threat to humans, but there have been incidents in which captive orcas have killed or seriously injured their handlers at a marine theme park. These events highlight the fact that people should probably stop keeping killer killer whales in captivity rather than any indication that orcas are potentially dangerous to humans. Number 5. Stingrays. Stingrays are usually very passive and gentle around human beings, but if they feel vulnerable in any way, they have barbed stingers on their tails that inflict notoriously painful stings that can be deadly when hit in the chest or the abdomen. Since stingrays spend a lot of time camouflaging on the seafloor, humans often step on them accidentally and end up with a very sore foot to show for it. The world just recognized the 10-year anniversary of popular wildlife expert Steve Irwin's death, who was fatally stung by a stingray on September 4, 2006. Number 4. Leopard seal. Most seals are relatively harmless and pose no threat to human beings. Leopard seals, however, are not your average run-of-the-mill seal. They are the only seals that eat warm-bodied prey, and the females are larger than the males, another oddity amongst seals. They eat penguins, smaller seals, and squid using their powerful jaws, sharp teeth, and clever hunting tactics. In 2003, a British marine biologist was fatally attacked by a leopard seal while snorkeling off the Antarctic Peninsula. It was the first time a fatal seal attack was recorded, and though seal attacks are rare, scientists speculate that the more humans interact with these seals, the more attacks there will be in the future. Number 3. Box jellyfish. Amongst the world's most poisonous creatures, this unassuming ocean dweller is responsible for many fatalities annually. Many countries don't require death certificates, so the exact number isn't known, but judging by the fact that 20 to 40 people die every year in the Philippines alone, it's safe to assume that box jellyfish are one of the ocean's deadliest creatures. Their tentacles are covered in cnidocysts, which contain a tiny dart loaded with a poison that can cause a rapid spike in blood pressure, leading to a potentially fatal heart attack. These facts have led some to call the box jellyfish the world's most venomous creature. Number 2. Sharks. When talking about the ocean's deadliest predators, sharks are usually the first creatures to come to people's minds. Though their reputation does have some basis in reality, it is cultural references like the Jaws movie franchise and the Discovery Channel's Shark Week that have ballooned the shark's reputation to all new, somewhat undeserving heights. There are around 500 species of sharks, but only 3, the great white, tiger, and bull sharks, are responsible for the double-digit fatalities. From 1948 to early 2016, there were 2,899 total unprovoked shark attacks recorded around the world, 548 of which were fatal. In comparison, you are more likely to be killed by a falling aircraft or riding a horse. Number 1. Saltwater crocodile. The saltwater crocodile has 2 things going for it that help to make them the ocean's deadliest. These beasts are the largest reptiles on the planet, reaching weights of up to 2,600 pounds and have the most powerful bite on Earth, 10 times stronger than that of the great white shark. Of all crocodiles, this territorial species is the most likely to treat humans as prey. There are a few fatal saltwater crocodile attacks per year in Australia, with many more attacks from different areas of the world that are believed to go unreported.